When Dad died, I thought the hardest part would be the funeral, standing there in front of everyone, pretending I wasn't breaking apart inside. But that was before I found the photo album. I was cleaning out his office, sifting through paperwork and old receipts, when I pulled an old leather-bound album from the bottom drawer. My chest tightened as I flipped it open, expecting to see more childhood memories. Instead, I saw her, a woman I didn't recognize, smiling at the camera with her arm wrapped around my dad's waist. Next to them stood two teenagers, maybe 16 and 18, both with Dad's dark hair and crooked smile. My hands trembled as I turned the pages. More photos of them. Birthday parties, beach trips, holidays. An entire life I knew nothing about. It didn't take long for me to find the address on the back of one of the photos. I didn't think twice. I just grabbed my keys and drove. My mind was spinning, hurt clawing at my chest. Had he loved them more? Why hadn't he told me? When I pulled up in front of the little yellow house on Maple Street, my heart was pounding so loud I could barely think. I didn't even have a plan, just anger and confusion bottled up so tightly I thought I might explode. Before I knew, I was knocking on the door. A woman opened it, the same one from the photos. She looked older now, wearier, but there was no mistaking her. She gave me a puzzled look. "Can I help you?" I'm David," I said, my voice sounding far away. "Paul's son." Her face turned pale. For a second, I thought she might slam the door in my face, but instead, she just stared at me, like she was trying to piece together a puzzle that didn't fit. Behind her, the two kids from the photos appeared, both looking at me with the same confusion and fear I felt. "I didn't know," she whispered, barely loud enough to hear. He told me you were gone, that your mother took you and left." My jaw clenched, and anger bubbled up from deep inside. "He lied," I said, struggling to keep my voice steady. "We never left. He just moved on without us." Silence hung between us like a heavy fog. The girl, Mia, I later learned, wiped at her eyes, and the boy just stared at the ground. I felt sick. How many lies had he told? How many lives had he ruined trying to balance two families at once? I thought about turning around and leaving, but something kept me rooted to the spot. Maybe it was the look of betrayal on their faces, the same look I knew was etched into mine. Or maybe it was just the raw, messy truth of it all, the fact that we were all victims of his selfishness. That night, we sat at the kitchen table, Sarah, Mia, Jacob, and me. We shared stories, piecing together fragments of his life. It hurt, more than I thought it would, realizing how little we truly knew about the man we'd all loved. But somewhere in that tangled mess, we found common ground, a strange, tentative connection neither of us expected. When I left, Sarah hugged me, tears dampening my shoulder. Mia and Jacob gave me awkward nods, their own grief still fresh and raw. As I drove away, I didn't feel closure, just the ache of something too, broken to fix, but at least I knew the truth and maybe, just maybe, that was a start.